It's that time of year again where the whole of England is hoping it's more than just a team coming home this summer. Hello and welcome back to Goals Galore and welcome back to another Euro 2024 video. Today we're having a look at England and seeing if they can finally bring football home. If you're going to enjoy the video, do be sure to smash a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on England going into the Euros in the comment section down below. Of course, England are coming off their best ever European Championships. Of course, in 2021, they got the runners-up medals, of course, having lost in the penalty shootout at Wembley Stadium to Italy after, of course, leading 1-0 through Luke Shaw very early on in that match. They couldn't hold on to it. Of course, though, new tournaments mean new belief for the English fans, and they'll be hoping this year they can bring it home. It's very interesting to have a look at the squad for England for the Euros. So from the 33-man squad down to 26, these are the players missing out. You've got the likes of James Trafford. You could say that was expected. He hasn't had a great season at Burnley. Jarrad Branthwaite, which is quite a surprising one. He's been fantastic for Everton this season and has such a high potential. And at such a young age, it could have been really valuable bringing him to the Euros over some of the names that they have gone with instead. Harry Maguire is a massive name, and I don't think anyone was really expecting him to get dropped. Of course, he seems to be loved under Southgate, and always for England seems to never really put a foot wrong. Always a solid option at the back. Jarell Quansah as well, the Liverpool centre-back, probably expected to be cut from the squad if you're honest. Curtis Jones likewise as well, just too much quality in that midfield. And Jack Grealish and James Maddison, the final two names, they are surprising. I thought James Maddison, of course, since his injury at Tottenham this season, hasn't been the same player, but I still thought maybe he was going to get picked. And then Jack Grealish, going to City really has ruined his career, hasn't it? Because I feel like if he stayed at Aston Villa, or a club at that size, he still would be smashing it. But he hasn't had a great season. He doesn't, yeah, I think I agree with Southgate on that call, to be honest. But the other ones, there's a few talking points. Branthwaite, Maguire, the two big talking points. And then James Maddison, you'd have to say as well. But the other ones, you probably have to say they were expected. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of Gareth Southgate's squad selection. Has he gone brave and bold, or was this really to be expected? Looking at England's group then, and the games they play, of course, on the 16th of June, they have the opening game of the Euros against Serbia. That's not going to be an easy game, of course. Serbia have got some great players and can really hurt England in that game. And you probably expect that one to at least be a draw for England. Then against Denmark, I feel like either Serbia or Denmark, one of them games England are going to drop points in. And it could be Denmark. It could be Serbia, of course. 4 days later, they play Denmark on the 20th. Before finishing the group on the 25th of June, of course, against Slovenia. That's not going to be an easy game either. The likes of course, Jan Oblak in goal. Solid goalkeeper, so going to be hard to get past. So for England, of course, if they top the group, they're going to play a third place team in the knockout rounds. If they finish second in the group, they'll play the winners of Group A, which, if it goes as predicted, it looks like it will be the hosts Germany. That's going to be a really tricky game. And if they finish third, of course, there's no guarantee they actually make it through the group. But you think if they get about 4 points on the board, they should be fine to go through. A fun stat for you all, in the last 3 Euros, England have failed to get maximum points in the group stage. So I'm looking at either that Denmark game or the Serbia game for either a defeat to England or a draw, maybe one of them or both. Looking at the manager then, Gareth Southgate, he averages at England from his time there 2.1 points per game, which of course over the course of this group stage averages 6 points, and that gets you through. If not in the top two, definitely in third place. But you'd think that probably either wins the group or just about second place. But the pressure is on Gareth Southgate to deliver. He always comes under criticism. Looking at the English squad, it's so talented. I'll put it on the screen now for you. The England squad confirmed, the 26-man squad. The likes of Kobe Mainoo in there, Adam Walton as well, are two young players, but look nowhere out of place in this squad because the quality they have. The likes of Trent now looking like he's going to play in midfield. Going forward, the likes of Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka, ridiculous quality. That's before we even mention the likes of Phil Foden, Premier League Player of the Season, and Harry Kane, of course. The only real issue for England has to be said is defensively. I think you look at any other department, you know, up top you've got the likes of Saka, Foden and Kane. Midfield it's Bellingham, Rice, as well. In there is Trent and so many quality names. But the back, you know, between the sticks, Pickford never really puts the foot wrong for England. But then in front of him, it's a little bit weaker. Walker and Stones are great options. But then the left back and the other centre-back spot are where, you know, it gets a bit interesting and you don't really feel too secure about them two places for England. And the other weakness for England could be said in the dugout. A lot of people do disagree with Gareth Southgate a lot of the time, calling his football boring and all that. So it is time for him to deliver. He has made some big selection choices, of course leaving out the likes of Grealish, Jordan Henderson as well, and Harry Maguire. So Southgate's going bold, including the likes of Lewis Dunk. I don't think anyone thought he would make the final 26-man squad. Very surprising on that one. But likes of Mark Guéhi getting involved in the squad as well is great to see. Also keeping the likes of Conor Gallagher in there as well. Declan Rice makes it as well. He's had a great season. So it is very exciting for England. They've got a mixture of experience in that squad and young talent coming through, a few players now in their prime. So it's very exciting for England and definitely one of the favourites to go far in this year's competition. So the tournament never goes as it's predicted, but let's say for the purpose of this video it does. England's road to the final looks very, very difficult. In the round of 16, as we mentioned earlier, if England were to win their group, of course it looks like they could potentially face Germany somewhere along the lines. Then Italy are a potential opponent as well before France, and that's all before the final where they are able to still meet Spain. So all of them games very tricky and all could potentially happen in the knockout stages. So it's not an easy road to the final for England. So if they were going to do it, they would be deserving winners of the Euros this year, but that's very tricky. Some of the surprising picks from Southgate in the squad then is, of course, we've already mentioned it, Lewis Dunk. No one had their money on him being called up. But also 3 number 9s. He's gone with Harry Kane, Ollie Watkins and Ivan Toney. Now, I think a lot of people are expecting it to be Kane and Watkins, but Ivan Toney in there, of course, he's only played half a season at Brentford. He's not really set the world alight, apart from that, you know, free kick against Forest where he moved the ball and a few other occasions. But he's not been a standout player for Brentford since his return, and I'm very surprised Southgate's gone with him. Maybe looking at penalty takers. You know, you've got the likes of Cole Palmer, who's been striking them in for Chelsea. Tony's very confident. Kane as well, so that's already 3 top takers as well. Watkins, we probably back him to take one as well. So that's the only really logic I can think of, because Ivan Toney, he hasn't had a great season. So if you're picking players off records, probably would have been better to pick someone else over Toney. You know, look at the likes of Maddison, who missed out on the squad. Grealish as well. Could one of them had a more of an impact on the squad rather than Ivan Toney? Probably yes. But of course, that's all talking points, and I'm very interested. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Is it coming home? 2024, is that the year for England? Every year, every summer that the Euros or the World Cup's on, we always cheer it's coming home. The England fans always get very excited. Is this year their year? They've certainly got a good chance. I can certainly see them going deep into the competition. They will have a few tough games along the way. You look at the semi-finals, and it looks almost certain that they will meet someone like France if they wanted to get to the final. So it's not going to be an easy route. We also mentioned potential games against Germany and Italy along the way. And the group stage isn't that easy either. Serbia and Denmark, 2 really tough opponents. And then Slovenia. And, you know, they could be a dark horse potentially in this year's competition, having had a 24-year break from the Euros, of course. So they'll have a point to prove as well. No game's ever easy. But looking in that squad, going forward, you can see goals from the likes of Kane. He will score a few as well. And creativity around him is all there to see. Just defensively, where it does look a little bit shaky. Of course, last Euros, though, England kept the most clean sheets in the tournament and conceded the least amount of goals. So if they can continue that into this Euros, be very good for them, of course. But the likes of Konsa, Mark Guéhi, who have also been called up, Joe Gomez, have to step up now to replace the likes of Harry Maguire, who I'm very shocked still that he hasn't been picked for the squad. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Is it England's year? Let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one very soon, guys. Take care. Goodbye.